Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've not been here for a few weeks, and so first of all, apologies for that. It's not for any reason in particular that's I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. I've just genuinely been really busy the last few weeks and just not really had that much time to pick up the camera, sit down and film, take you with me, and then sit down and edit things. Part of the busyness has been work, and so the last thing I've wanted to do when I've finished work is sit down and pick up my camera. But the other reason is I've got a pony. I've got myself a little lone pony. It's very new, it's very early days. I'm still trying to make sure that I'm happy, his owner is happy, and so I've kind of been, over the last few weekends and weekdays, been a little bit consumed with that. So it's all for good reason that I haven't been here. I don't think I will put anything on here specifically in terms of the pony that I'm looking at, that I'm loaning, but I will kind of talk broadly around my loaning journey and getting back into horse riding. I think the reason being just that he's not mine, and I know there's not exactly hundreds of people watching me here on this, and these videos are designed to just be about things that make me happy and things that I'm doing, and it's, as I've said before, a bit of a reminder to myself, but nonetheless, I want to be respectful about how much I share on the internet about something that's not my own horse, if that's all right. But doing that doesn't stop me talking about my experiences and stuff. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you because I'm pretty excited. In other news though, it's birthday month. So yes, it is my birthday month. It was actually my birthday last weekend. And so this video, I wanted to share with you a few things that I got. And I know there are a lot of birthday hauls, what I got for my birthday videos on YouTube, and I don't watch a lot of them, and I think that's because some of them are materialistic, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. It's really nice to see that people get to experience receiving really nice gifts, and they want to share that experience with you, and that's totally fine. I don't want to do that, one, because I don't have lots and lots of super expensive lavish gifts to talk to you about, but what I thought would be nice to share is a portion of the gifts that I received, because they were kind of gardening related, and that's something I talk about on this channel. And so they're things that are just small things that maybe I wanted but hadn't thought of to buy myself, or had thought of to buy myself, but I'm kind of building a list of things that I need, and I hadn't got around to it yet. So I thought I'd share those with you. So to start things off, yes, it was my birthday last Saturday. I like to do the whole birthday month experience, and so I saw my mum for lunch. So me and my mum and my husband went out for lunch the weekend before my birthday. Then last Saturday I spent time with some of my girlfriends, so they came over and I had a margaritas and Mexican party, which was really nice. So I basically made cucumber margaritas. So at our wedding, one of the drinks on our cocktail menu was a cucumber margarita, and the reason for that was because we'd when we got engaged, we spent time in, we were in Mexico on holiday, and that was one of my favourite drinks over there, and it's probably one of my favourite cocktails since. So we had cucumber margaritas, and then I made chicken tinga and birria tacos. And I think because I was on the day so much in the zone of, right, people are coming at this time and I need to cook this and I need to do that and this needs to be done by then, that I didn't even really pick up the camera. In fact, I think if I go back through the camera roll, I've maybe got the odd clip of me cooking something, maybe the chicken. So if I have, I'll maybe insert that, but it will literally be a 2 or 3 second clip of maybe a pot of sauce or something like that, so it probably won't be very interesting. I'm doing some birthday cooking and we're having Mexican, so here I'm making a boda, which will be it'll be a sauce for my birria tacos, and then I'm going to make chicken tinga, which there's nothing to see just yet, but I'll keep you posted. This weekend is Easter weekend, so I've had a few things on with the horse that I'm loaning this weekend, and we also went to a friend's barbecue, so naturally didn't really film any of that. And then next weekend I am dragging out the birthday celebrations to go alpaca trekking, because that was one of the gifts that my husband got me for my birthday. So I know that that one isn't a gardening gift, but one of the things that we like to do is generally get each other experiences rather than things. So we've done things like going away for the weekend, doing cooking classes together. Alpaca trekking is something that I wanted to do for a long time, so we are going alpaca trekking next weekend. But anyway, let me stop yabbing on as normal and I'll get to my gifts. So the first one was from my mum, and she got me a few things, but for the garden specifically she bought me 2 big pots. I've obviously not got them here in my house, they're out in the garden. I do need to put them into something though. No, I need to put something in them though, and actually my friend bought me this gorgeous plant and I can't actually remember what it's called. I feel like it's something like it's got purple flowers. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go and find out what it is. Yeah, so I need to put things in the pots. So I've already got something to go in the smaller one, which is the a plant that my friend got me for my birthday, and then in the bigger one I've got an olive tree in the garden that needs repotting, so I think I'm going to put that in the bigger one. And then what else did I get for the garden before I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you? That might be it actually. So the other things I'm going to show you are all in this basket here. And this basket is, in fact, let me take everything out so I can show you. And then once I've shown you, I'll put it back in the basket, because I'm trying to keep it all in one place. So these are all gifts from my mother-in-law. So she knows that I am a novice gardener, but I am into gardening. And so yeah, this was a really thoughtful gift for her to get me. So the first thing is this, which she's put lemon balm on it. So I thought I got a whiff of lemon, but I didn't really. So everything came in this, and this is just a vegetable garden trug basket. So you go out to the garden, your allotment, pick your vegetables, and they rest nicely in here. I have wanted one of these for God knows how long, a really long time. I think they're really beautiful, but because I actually don't grow very much, I thought maybe it was a bit of a silly idea for me to get too optimistic and get one of these. So I haven't bought one for myself, but I'm really, really happy that she got me this. It's actually a vintage one, so it's a vintage basket. I think she stripped down all of whatever was on it before, and then has lemon balmed over the top of it. So now it's in perfect condition for me to use and put things in when I pick from the garden. So you might see this feature in some future videos, and I'd love to say that it's going to be full of garden bounty, but it'll probably be me skipping out to the garden to collect my one singular courgette, maybe. I don't know, but I'm very grateful for this because this was really thoughtful, and she's put time and effort into actually reviving the life out of what is a vintage trug basket. So yeah, I was super happy with that. Now there's a few things then that came in the basket, so I'll talk you through those. So the first thing that I got, in fact, let me pop this little bit of mesh netting in there because that was what it was all wrapped up in, and I can use that again. So the first thing that was in it was twine. I have countless volumes of twine in my multiple sheds in the garden, but I always lose track of where I've put it. I'm not very organised with it. I do need to be better, and so this will come in really handy to either plant things in a line with one another, or if I need to use supports in the garden, I can use the twine to attach things to the supports. In fact, I've got Monge 2 out in the garden at the moment, and I've set up some support sticks so that they can grow around them, but they are struggling a bit. It's probably down to me not putting them in the right place, but I might use a bit of twine around the outside and wrap it around just to give it a bit more strength. This, which to me kind of looks like a hoof pick in a roundabout way, but this is a de-weeder, so you kind of dig it into the ground. In fact, I don't know how do I show you this? So if this is the weed, you kind of dig this into the ground, wrap it around the neck of the weed, and it kind of pulls it all up. You probably knew that already, but yes, so one of these will be super handy. We get dandelions all over our lawn. I'm rubbish at lawn care, and yeah, various other weeds, so these will be super handy because they grow massive, and some of the roots on those are huge. So that one's in the basket. What else do we have? Oh, I didn't realise there were 2 pairs. Oh, so the next thing I've got gardening gloves. And what I hadn't actually realised was that there were 2 pairs. And I guess gardening gloves are those kind of things where I always think, oh, I've got a pair, I don't need to buy a new pair. But my goodness, the amount of gardening gloves I actually go through, you can't just have 1 pair. So now I have 2 more. Yes, so they are perfect. So they're going straight in the basket. Oh, this is super helpful. So, by the way, sorry if you can hear anything creaking. It's me sat on a creaky chair. So one thing I am rubbish at is kind of knowing the distances and the size of hole that I need to make for my seeds to go into. And I've seen people using like little sticks to help them and stuff like that. And sometimes I just shove a little pen or whatever I can get my hands on, a knife or something, into the hole in the soil and then pop my seeds in there. But I kind of do it by eye, and I've really no idea what I'm doing. So I suppose where that leaves me is either I could be planting things too close together and that's why they're not growing in seedlings, or when they start to get bigger they've not got enough room, or if I'm spreading things out too thin, then equally they're not growing in the way that they should be growing. So this, sorry, I realise I'm looking at it and it's down here. So this is basically a ruler, and oh, I don't know if it's going to focus. So there we go. It's basically a ruler, and along here it's got different vegetables. So we've got carrots over here, leek, lettuce and turnip, celery, and then on the other side as well. So it's basically a ruler in centimetres and inches, and then it's also got little holes where I read out the names of all of the vegetables, and that is to tell you kind of how far apart you need to space things. And then you've got this little stick here, and you can just use the holes to, you can just use the holes to like pop through, pop a hole, pop a hole, pop a hole, all the way along, and then pop your seeds right in. So this I absolutely love, because I have seen about getting those little thingy-majiggies to do that. Now I have this, which is far more useful. Blackboard garden labels with a white oil pencil. So these, in fact, I'm going to open them while I'm here. Probably shouldn't do this because they'll come out everywhere now. But what I don't have is, well, I have a lot of lollipop sticks that I end up writing on. And then what I forget is that actually the rain washes them away. So I think using an oil marker, that's supposed to stop that from happening. So let me just do a little flower in the edge of it. So then I can write what everything is, because that is another habit of mine, is that I will write stuff on a lollipop stick, it will wash away, and then I forget what it is because I don't actually know what anything looks like. And then the lollipop sticks are so small that basically I have to wait until things grow for me to go, oh yeah, that was my tomatoes. So they're really handy. What else have I got? Oh, so when this came, I didn't really know what this was. So it comes in this little pouch, and it's really sharp actually. Oh yeah, that's it. So it's got a little, it comes in a little pouch, it's got a little hole through here, which I realised is so you can hook onto a belt. So that's cool. And then what's in here is, get it out, a pair of kind of like little, come on Laura, let's make a YouTube out of you. A YouTuber out of you yet. Why can't I do it? I think that's right. Okay, right, now I've got it. So there's this little pair of clipper scissors that come. They are so sharp, but they are for clipping things like twine, thick stems, that kind of thing, which is really handy actually, because I've got a pair of, I can't remember what they're called, a big pair of snippy things for the garden, and sometimes if what I need to cut is a little bit too small for the snippy snips, then I go and get the kitchen scissors and they are not good enough, so these will be super handy. Yeah, so they are the little cutters. And then the other thing that I got is this guy. So he is a little hedgehog, and it's just a little brush. So quite often, I think in another video you will have seen me planting seeds at my kitchen table, because I want to get a potting shed or some kind of potting table, but it's just so far down on the list of things at the moment that when it's too wet to be outside on the garden table, I end up using the kitchen table, and I just need a little sweep. I think this is for my love of little hedgies, which is really, really sweet, and I like that a lot. So what I need to do with this basket of things, so that's everything in my little garden birthday haul, which I thought was such a thoughtful idea and really sweet, and just lots of little things that I probably really need, but I just don't think of, go out of my head, forget to buy, that sort of thing. Where was I going with this? Yes, so what I need to do now is I need to have a proper sort out of both of the sheds. So we've got a shed and then a box, and to be honest, there's just so much rubbish in both of them. There's no coordination between them. So I think we maybe need to get like a set of drawers in them, and I can put little things like this in, because I think the reason why I lose some of these things, I forget where they are, I buy more twine, and then I end up with sheds full of twine, is just because I don't have that organisation. So I think one of my jobs for this spring, summer will be to create some organisation in the sheds, or sort out the potting shed. That's what I really want. I really want a potting shed. But if we buy another shed, the husband's gonna not be happy. I mean, I don't think he really minds, but we can't have 3 sheds. Like, we don't have a big enough house, a big enough garden to justify needing 3 sheds. We clearly just have too much rubbish. But yes, we need to do some organisation and some sorting out. And then I think if I could have a nice little setup with all my little drawers of all these little bits and bobs that will help a novice gardener like me, that would be the dream, I think. So yeah, that's everything in my garden haul. I'm sure you will see me in future videos using that. So yeah, what I really should have done over this bank holiday weekend, which I haven't, is I really should have spent some time actually getting out in the garden and using some of these things. But I don't know about you, but where I am in the UK, we've had a really mixed bag of weather. So we've had a really good day on, I think, really good day on Thursday, or was it really rainy on Thursday? Really rainy on Thursday, okay Friday, Saturday, super nice today, and then who knows what the weather's going to bring tomorrow. I think tomorrow's meant to be similar to today. So I've not really got out in the garden, and I've been busy with the horse, like I said. So yeah, I've not really done anything garden-y. But what I have got is I've got broccoli that is now growing quite big on the windowsill, so I need to get that in the ground. I think we're in a good position. I'm just looking out the window now where it's not really, I think, you know, we're done with frosts, we're done with super cold weather. I don't want to jinx that, so I have my fingers crossed, but I think it's time to get those out in the garden. Maybe where I've messed up a little bit is I haven't planted anything else, but I think that's just because my shallots didn't work out. I'm maybe a little bit behind on a couple of things. I just need to maybe sit down, go back to my gardening book, see what other seeds I need to sow. Oh, actually, is it courgette time? I think in my head when I bought my seeds, there were some things that I sowed early because we weren't quite ready for them, but I was desperate to plant them. And then I think there's some other things that I have that I really needed to wait that were really quite too early. So I need to go back and do that. Anyway, I'm just waffling to myself about garden things now. So yeah, if you've got any other kind of little tools and things like that that really help you in the garden, I would love to know. Please let me know, because I absolutely love using things like that. I find them super helpful. Let me know in the comments how your bank holiday's been. I would love to hear kind of what you've been up to and things like that. I'm always looking, by the way, for new things to do. So things that aren't just going for dinner, going shopping, something a bit more outside of the box, like alpaca trekking, something like that, or just something a little bit different that I haven't experienced before. So me and my friend next month are going to Betty's in York, and I've been to York hundreds of times. I've had afternoon tea hundreds of times. I love an afternoon tea, but I've never been to Betty's ever. None of them. I've not been to any of the Betty's. So that's what we're going to do. So if you've got any suggestions for things that I can do on a weekend that might be worth taking my camera along, taking you guys along for a little vlog, then let me know. I am based in Manchester, so anything in the northwest or the northeast, something like that, is typically super easy for me to get to without much forward planning. So yeah, I'd really like that actually if you let me know. But until then, I will see you in my next video, and I will try to film something sooner, so you're not waiting on the edge of your seat for the next video, because I know that's exactly what you're doing. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Bye.